I am glad to be presenting the Outstanding Youth Advocate Award to Caitlin Neumann. Built the peer support program in Erie County almost from the bottom up. She's integrated it into hospitals, residential treatment centers, schools, and the support group that she runs. Caitlin provides a very important thing to you, hope. Hope because she is living proof that things get better. Hope because she relates on a level that many adults just can't. And hope because she is a guide to the many youth she comes in contact with. Caitlin has become a vital person in our mental health community, and on a more personal note, in my life. Caitlin has guided me through dark times and seen me come out on the other side. Caitlin was the first person that I looked at and I saw as someone who had come out on the other side. She was the first person who made me think that I really could push through this. And she has helped me to become the person I am today. Caitlin has pulled me into this community, and I am really glad to be here. If it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be standing here speaking in front of everybody. Caitlin has helped me find my voice and the power I have, and I will always be honored to call her my mentor and my friend. There's no one I would be happier to see receive this award than her.
Prepared herself. I am here as Natalia's mom, really unprepared as we entered this mental health world. Her father and I were so scared for Natalia's well-being, and I have to say, we saw Caitlin, and we saw future, and we saw hope, and we saw there was a life with mental health. He's not after, he's with. We can all be better people because of you two guys.
I'm so overwhelmed right now. Usually I have something I can always say, but oh my gosh, guys, it's so much. This award, it really means the world to me. I can't even express how much it means to me. I just found out about this morning too. I opened up the conference program, and Stephanie Orlando was just kind of like, oh, by the way, before you open it, don't freak out. You might have won an award tonight. But it's really special to me because I remember my first conference. One of my first conferences was the Families Together Conference in 2012, and that was before I was affiliated with the Mental Health Association of Erie County. That was before I was on the board for Youth Power. And I remember my best friend Deborah, that was one of the first times I met her. She's the vice president of Youth Power, and she was the recipient of that award that year. And I remember thinking to myself, like, wow, that is so cool that somebody, who came from someplace so dark and someplace where they felt like they could never get out of, the fact that they're recognized for the work that they're doing with young people in the community, and they're recognized for that, and that's their, that's the kind of message they're sending out. That's what I want to do, and I aspire to be someone like that. And plus two, so many people that helped me out along the way, like Carolyn, like Stephanie, and Deborah, and Erin. I'm sorry, I'm very emotional right now. When I was 15, I really didn't think I would make it. I really didn't, and I didn't have any hope left. I was going through hospitals back and forth, thinking that this was going to be my life, and nobody told me that there was any hope at the end of the tunnel, and nobody told me that I could live with my diagnoses and still be a happy person and live the life that I want to live. And in my job, I think and I talk about my trauma every single day. And if you asked 15-year-old Caitlin, do you think that you would be up on this stage right now accepting this award, I probably would have cussed you out. Probably would have. And I was a very emotional child back then, and because I didn't know who I could talk to. I didn't trust anyone. And when I was discharged from Children's Psychiatric Center in West Seneca, I was there for about 6 months. I was going back home, and that was the first time I would be living home consistently for a long period of time. And transition was very hard for me. And I was talking about this in one of my workshops earlier about how so many young people, it's kind of like that revolving door within the system of care. You're discharged, you go back in. The transition period is so difficult, and that was something that was so hard for me. And I was discharged from the hospital, and Carolyn Bujanovic, the parent advocate at CPC, she gave me an application for a Youth Power statewide youth leadership forum in 2012, and she said, I think you would really like this. And so I went, and because I was accepted, and that was really my first time that I was exposed to peer advocacy in general. And I saw somebody, Erin, who's now my coworker at CPC, when I was a patient there, and just hearing from people who had that experience and said, you know what, we've been there, but we can get through this together, and it's important and vital that we stick through this and that we understand that just because we were having bad days, we've survived all of our bad days so far, we can make it through this again. So it was a very empowering experience, and in Youth Power, I owe so much to Youth Power, I really do, and to Stephanie, to everyone, because at the first time at the first conference I came to in 2012, like I was saying, I knew nothing. I didn't even know what OPWDD stood for, or OMH stood for. And I remember one of the things I thought was, I don't even remember how I'm going to know all these acronyms. Like, how do people remember all this stuff? Like, this is crazy. But and when I first started at the Mental Health Association, I was only working 2 hours, and that was at Brylin. And now I'm up to 40 hours between Children's Psychiatric Center, Brylin, Erie County Medical Center, doing support groups in the community. We're in schools now. We have a team, and it is so nice to be a part of a team. And with Youth Power, they gave me a family. They really did. And because I felt like I lost my childhood, and I wasn't a normal teenager growing up. I never went to prom. I bounced around high school to high school. I didn't have a consistent friend group because they just dragged me down into all these really dark areas in my life, and Youth Power gave me that light and that hope and that sense of direction, and I really can't thank you guys enough for that, because you guys really did change my life, and you guys gave me a purpose and something to live for and something to fight for, and I feel like I'm a part of a community of advocates, and it's so incredibly empowering. I can't say that word enough, because I just feel so full, and my heart just feels so, it's just filled with love and with acceptance and with self-empowerment too, and that's something that I never felt when I was younger. And for Natalia, this girl's gonna take over my job one day. Like, I'm just gonna tell you right here, she's gonna win this award in a couple of years. But I can't thank you guys enough. I'm just rambling at this point, but thank you so much.